What up, guys? Fojo here, and today we're going to be talking about Rafflebones a little bit. And my main question is, where has Rafflebones gone to? Is he gone completely? No, but he seems to have been nerfed pretty heavily from where he was, even though at that point he wasn't super abundant, anyways. But real quick, if you guys could like the video and subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate that. About 90% of you guys are not subscribed, and if you could do that and hit the bell to let you know when a new video comes out, that would be great. I would really appreciate it. And if you could leave a comment about if you've seen Rafflebones recently, how often do you see him? Has his appearances slowed down a lot, or are they around the same for you? So to start things off, if you didn't know, Rafflebones is a random mob that will spawn in an area and has about 200 or so spawns that he could possibly spawn in. A lot of them are in low level areas, but a lot are also in 60 plus. And if you catch him in the 60 plus zone, you will get a 500 umbral shard drop along with obsidian gypsum and a random weapon drop from his loot pool. And Rafflebones already was, for the most part, a very difficult mob to find. You could catch him every once in a while if you're a normal player that's just going around the world doing your own thing, playing the game. Maybe you'll catch him, maybe you won't. Odds were you probably still weren't going to find him. But now it seems as though you may never find him based upon the changes that have happened to his spawning and how he works now. Now, Rafflebones wasn't exactly common before, but you could run around and hit some of his spawns and definitely find him. It wasn't too difficult to do. I'm sure several players out there have figured out or had figured out the spawning rotation or exactly where he was going to be and kind of the cycle that he would go through. That's probably why they decided to change it up. I think it's kind of an odd move to make him even less common because there are players in the game now that have never even seen him and probably will never see him at all because they're just everyday players that don't go chase after this random mob that spawns and barely spawns at all now. I think making it to where he doesn't spawn like at all anymore is a very odd choice. Maybe change up his loot pool to where he doesn't drop a weapon every single time, or he drops a lower amount of umbral shards. If you were worried about that, I'm not sure what the devs were worried about with him being killed too much. I know it was putting new weapons in the game and more weapons in the game, which I didn't think was a bad thing. It seems as though they did and are no longer having Rafflebones be a confirmed spawn. So he will spawn sometimes, but there's no guarantee that he will spawn somewhere. Or I doubt he's on a cycle anymore. I think it's just random. Maybe he'll spawn in here, maybe he'll spawn in there. I don't know the specifics on it. They didn't really put a lot of details out with it. It just seems that Rafflebones is now a lot less common than he was, which was already pretty uncommon. So it's an odd choice, but it's one that they made. And if you know, let me know in the comments like why you think they changed it, because I personally think that Rafflebones was a lot of fun to hunt down and see if you get a really cool weapon from him. But this is probably one of the first changes that they've made that I think was a wrong decision. And it's not even about something big, it's just Rafflebones. He just drops random loot and spawns in different places across the map. But I thought that Rafflebones was one of the more fun and interesting pieces of the game that they added to basically take him away for the most part. It seems as like a wrong move. I get that if they didn't want him dropping a ton of loot for people to camp and farm him for all his different things, I get that. But at that point, maybe change up the loot pool or do something else because Rafflebones is actually a really fun mechanic of the game that they added in, and I thought it was something cool and interesting to go do. But now you can't even expect to see him if you go looking for him, which is just kind of sad. And in fact, I don't even see people hunt. I don't even see people hunting for him anymore. It used to be I could go on routes and look for Rafflebones, and there would be people there all the time going through these routes looking for Rafflebones, hunting him down. And now there's just no one doing it because there's not really a chance of him being there. Maybe that's what they intended to start with, was that Rafflebones be this random event that happened that you had no guarantee of seeing or getting to. And maybe that's what they wanted to do from the start. And they just got around to doing it now because they set it up in a way that didn't work the way they wanted to. But I think it kind of sucks that they changed it to that way because it was a really cool, fun part of the game that basically doesn't exist for the most part anymore. But this is just kind of me going over something I realized and recognized in the game happening that I thought was interesting enough to bring to the surface. So if you guys have any thoughts on this or comments about Rafflebones and what his situation is, leave it in the comments. Am I overreacting to this? Is he still around and I just don't see him anymore? Or have you stopped hunting for him? Have you stopped looking for him? Do you never see him anymore? But thank you guys so much for listening and watching. And I really appreciate you guys being here. And we'll have more videos out soon. I hope to see you there.